Ms. Truitt, have you admitted everyone from the waiting room? Good morning. It is 9:00 a.m. on July 30th, 2021, and today's proceedings before the Board of Disciplinary Appeals are called to order. In furtherance of the Supreme Court of Texas's emergency orders regarding remote proceedings, the Board of Disciplinary Appeals will hear today's cases through remote connection. If you get disconnected, please know that we will pause the proceedings to allow you to regain connection. If you have any technical difficulties, the BODA staff can be reached by phone, and we will post the number in the chat. We ask all parties to conduct themselves as if they were present in person in the Texas Supreme Court's courtroom. I will begin today's proceedings by introducing the board. I ask that the board members, if they're on video, raise their hand as they are introduced. I am the Vice Chair, Kelly Henson from Dallas, and I will be acting as chair today in the absence of our chair, David Gonzalez. Our other board members are Mike Mills from McAllen, Mike Gregory from Denton, Mike Gross from San Antonio, Nancy Stone, Amarillo, Guy Choate, San Angelo, Joe Cleveland, Fort Worth, Bill Ogden, Houston, Cindy Tisdale from Granbury, and Rudy Mateer from Pflugerville. 6 members constitute a quorum of the board, and a quorum is present this morning. The board instructed all parties and counsel to submit electronic files of any potential exhibits in advance. All exhibits still must be offered into evidence and admitted by the chair in order to be considered and made part of the record. If you wish to offer an exhibit that was not submitted in advance, you must request leave to do so. You may request authorization to use the screen sharing feature to share any exhibits that have been admitted. Counsel, if you have witnesses that are going to be on the Zoom call, I'll ask compliance with the rule. The rule as to witnesses will be invoked in our virtual courtroom, and witnesses will only be permitted in the Zoom meeting during their testimony. While witnesses are in the waiting room, they are not to watch the live stream of these proceedings. Counsel and parties must not assist the witnesses in violating the rule in any way. Any pro se party wishing to present testimony will have to be sworn in as a witness and will be subject to cross-examination. We have a court reporter present this morning, and she will make the official record of today's proceedings. We will also record today's proceedings for posting to our website. Any other recording is prohibited. All right, let's call this morning's docket. I will note that the first case number 65568, In re Patrick Magaro, a reciprocal discipline matter, has been removed from the docket pending the appeal of the underlying disciplinary judgment. I'll also note that case number 65645, In re Stuart Oliphant, a revocation matter, has been removed from today's docket and reset to our October docket. That leaves us with 3 compulsory discipline matters, which we'll turn to now. The first case I'll call is case number 65569, In re Deanna Maria Jefferson Smith, a compulsory discipline matter. Is the commission ready, Ms. DeBerry?
Sorry, I had to unmute. Yes, the commission is ready to proceed.
Will you be calling witnesses this morning?
No.
And what's your time estimate to present your case?
We may have some argument, but I would say probably 5 to 10 minutes.
Ms. Smith, are you ready to proceed this morning?
I'm not, and I did not know where to file my answer and extension, so I emailed it to, I think, Mr. Berry this morning. I'm not for sure about that, but I'm just not in a mental space right now to continue, but if I have to, I will.
We've received your motion for extension, and we'll take that up after docket call.
Okay. Thank you.
If you were to go this morning, do you have any witnesses that you'll be calling?
No.
What is your time estimate for presenting your defense?
Maybe 15 minutes, if that. I don't. Yeah, about 15, 20 minutes.
Okay, thank you. Next case on the docket is case number 63669, In re Rodolfo Delgado, a compulsory discipline matter. And I'll note that Mr. Mike Gross is recused from hearing this matter. Is the commission ready this morning?
Good morning. This is Amanda Cates on behalf of the Commission for Lawyer Discipline. We are present and ready.
Thank you. Will you be calling any witnesses?
No, ma'am.
And what is your time estimate to present your case?
5 to 7 minutes.
As to my knowledge, there's been no answer filed by Mr. Delgado to date. Ms. Truitt, can you check the BODA electronic mailbox to see if anything has been received this morning?
Nothing has been received.
Okay, thank you. And I assume Mr. Delgado is not in the waiting room?
He is not.
Okay, thank you. The final case on our docket this morning is case number 65307, In re Lawrence E. Daniel, a compulsory discipline matter. Mr. Marin, is the commission ready?
Yes, ma'am.
What is your time estimate this morning?
No more than 10 minutes.
Will you be calling any witnesses?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Daniel, are you ready to proceed this morning?
I am not, Your Honor. I did file a motion for continuance yesterday. I've been searching for counsel. I have not found it. In accordance with my first motion for continuance, I have not taken any new cases. I have actually found substitute counsel on some of the cases I have no paid clients, only contingency fee clients, and I asked for continuance to find counsel.
We will take that motion up in just a few moments. If we go forward today, do you have any witnesses that you're prepared to call?
Just myself, Your Honor, so time estimate would be 25 minutes.
Okay, thank you. That completes the docket call. We'll take up the motions for continuance first. We'll discuss Mr. Daniels, followed by Ms. Smith. And with apologies to Ms. Cates, we'll take up the default judgment at the end. So, Ms. Truitt, could you move Ms. Smith to the waiting room and we will hear Mr. Daniels' motion for continuance. All right, Mr. Daniel, we have received your motion for continuance and we'll let you make a brief argument in support of your motion at this time.
Briefly, Your Honor, I am a disabled vet. I have PTSD. These events have sent me on a very significant depression. I received counseling from the VA on these matters to help me move forward in my life. I don't feel that I am qualified or prepared mentally to defend myself. I don't have a problem defending my clients, or the few that I have, they're all pro bono. I've had them for a couple of years. I don't take fees. I haven't taken fees since all this happened. And so I just asked for an opportunity. The attorneys I've called to handle my matter either haven't returned my calls or have declined. And so I'm going to have to find someone outside the Austin area to handle this for me.
Mayor, what is the CDC's position on the motion for continuance?
Thank you, ma'am. The Commissioner for Lawyer Discipline cannot agree with the respondent's second motion for continuance for the following reasons. This case was ready to be filed by our office since November of last year. When we first approached respondent prior to filing, respondent asked us not to file until after Christmas due to personal circumstances, and we agreed. We then filed the case on March 24, 2021, and we had to personally serve him on that same day through the Sheriff's Office of Carbon County in Utah after respondent failed to communicate with our office and respond to our several attempts to communicate. During our last hearing in April, we came prepared, and again, we agreed to the continuance as a courtesy to respondent without abdicating our duty to protect public interest. This board granted respondent's request for a continuance and specifically stated on its April 30th order that, and I quote, "Further continuance request shall be disfavored." Respondent now requests a continuance for a second time. However, his request lacks good cause and supporting evidence. More specifically, his personal circumstances as stated in his second motion are not new and do not constitute enough grounds to grant a continuance at this time. In addition, respondent's lack of representation, more than 3 months since our last hearing and more than 8 months since our office first contacted respondent about this case, do not constitute enough grounds to support his request either. Further, respondent has not provided a single piece of evidence to support his allegations, not even a single affidavit. We therefore move that respondent's second motion for continuance be denied, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And Mr. Daniel, would you like to make a brief response?
Briefly, Your Honor, that's the whole nature of depression, is sometimes you become incapable of acting. In my case, it just applies to me. I've taken down my website. I don't take any new clients. I don't take money from clients. I've gotten rid of all my paying clients. In the interest of justice, and I've done things to make sure that the public is protected, that there's not going to be any opportunity for harm to any clients. I've had these pro bono clients, these 2 for a very long time, and if I were to withdraw now, we're waiting for an order in one case out of San Antonio and a hearing on another matter out of Hays County. There's not harm to the public by granting this continuance.
Thank you, Mr. Daniel. Ms. Truitt, if you would move Mr. Daniel back to the waiting room, the board will consider the motion. And can you also move the CDC participants to the waiting room? And should we take Kim out as well? Thank you. Looks like it's just us.
Are we still recording?
Yes.